Okay, that's better. Hi. My name is Em, and I guess I'll wait a few more minutes till some people get here. But I just started this video, and I was on a Wi-Fi connection, which wasn't working. So today I'm actually going to be taking you around my property and showing you my gardens and my greenhouse, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat about some of the herbs that I'm growing. Now it's really windy. As I said, I'm going to take you outside today. And so I apologize if you can't hear me, but we'll stop inside the house after and we'll have a little chat. I'm sorry I'm a little bit shaky, probably need more coffee or less coffee. And so we're gonna start right now. And thanks you guys for joining me. My name is Em. I'm a contributor for Witchy Magazine. I'm an intermediate herbalist. I've been studying with the Herbal Academy of New England for a couple of years. And I make hair care and skincare products focusing on anti-aging. So I grow all of my garden with the purpose of using it for an edible or medicinal, for medicinal uses anyway. So we're in my front porch right now, and like I said, it's really windy out, but please pop up if you can't hear me, or if you have any questions or comments, and then when we come back in the house, the camera won't be so shaky, because I'll put it down and we can have a chat and you guys can give me some ideas as well about what's going on. So one more disclaimer, I tried to mow my lawns this morning and my lawnmower died. It's been raining for 2 weeks, so don't look at my lawns. They look awful, unless you're a horse, and then they look delicious. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm just going to show you my porch here and some of the things that are going on in here, which is also a little bit untidy currently. Oh no. So I have this, oh, my little dog. You guys have met Jack before. This is Jack Frost. Hey, buddy. So I've got this beautiful little selection of plants here that I'm going to grow. My little lavender tree. I've got a barberry bush because it was inexpensive. This is actually a kiwi plant, which I'm really excited about. And then a clematis. Yeah, I've tried to grow clematises here before. I'm in Alberta in Canada, and it's cold. The winters are super brutal here. So last year my clematis didn't live, and I'm really hoping it lives this year. So I've got a new one, a really pretty one to grow. And then I'm going to turn this around here. Favorite succulent. Look at this baby. Oh man, it's so cool. This guy has just been amazing. And look at, he's sprouting another baby. So I really love my succulents, and these guys are super cool. I haven't planted them yet because I don't know how I'm gonna kind of work with them, but he's beautiful. These little succulent babies that need some attention. If anybody knows how to get rid of these things, these little sprouts, they're everywhere. And then my beautiful bougainvillea that has been shedding all over my messy shit. Anyway, things have been a little bit chaotic here, but I'm going to take you outside. I'll show you my perennial gardens, which are always a work in progress. Again, if you guys have any suggestions on how to make your perennial gardening easier other than working in them for hours every day, because mine they just get so overgrown, and it's really beautiful, but I'm trying to make less work for myself, and it's just not happening. So, somebody brought me a newspaper. That's nice. So we'll go out to the front of my house, and I'll show you kind of where we're going, and then I'll spin. So, I've been weeding, as I've said. I've got my pretty flowers on the steps here, and this is one of my happy little babies. I'm so excited about this guy. This is an elderberry. Hi, Shell. Hi, Liza. Cool names. So this little elderberry bush or elder flower is going to be so beautiful, and it's going to make it's called black lace here. So it makes these really pretty pink flowers that turn into elderberries, which are really good for elderberries are really good for boosting your immune system. You can use them in cough syrup, things like that. And then my big huge perennial garden here, I'll turn this around. This guy is so beautiful, but also such a mess because everything is growing and I feel like the garden's not big enough for everything. So I've got my peonies. irises coming up. These pretty little white flowers that have already shed all of their leaves. And then this baby, that is a sea buckthorn tree. So the sea buckthorn is amazing because it actually grows little really vitamin C rich berries that you can eat. Hey, there's Bisou, my kitty. I've been looking for her all morning. So that sea buckthorn tree, that little sprout in the middle, it was like a really inexpensive tree, and it's grown so much in 3 years. It's going to get really, really big and beautiful. Hi, there's Bisou. You want to come in the video? I let her out this morning, and she hasn't been out in a few days, so she didn't want to come back. And then incredible poppies. Like, these guys are going to bloom and be so beautiful. And then, of course, tons of lilies coming. So, if you guys want to follow me, you don't have a choice because I have the camera. Come on, Bisou. Come on, Meows. Got some chives. Beautiful chives. Oh, and in Alberta, I have started to grow my cactuses. So, cactuses do grow up here in Alberta, prickly pear ones, so I'm really excited. Hopefully those grow because the fruit that they make is edible and very good for you. Come on, kitty. So I'll show you my side garden. Oh, your witchy herb garden, cool. Yeah, I love all my gardens, but there's so much work, honestly, and I love the work, so it doesn't exactly feel like work, but my cat's talking to me here. But it's a lot of maintenance, and if I wasn't using it in my kitchen and using all the herbs I grow, and I've been taking out a lot of poisonous perennials and I've been replacing them with edible perennials. So trying to make my whole property all edible and herbal and magical, but it's a work in progress and it's very expensive. So my side garden is so pretty. I've been doing some clippings from this lilac tree. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you crying? Maybe I'll put her inside. Hi, honey. Maybe she wants breakfast. Sorry for the interruption. This is the beauty of live videos. Okay. There you go. Don't lock me out. Anyway, I'll just show you quickly my garden. It's so cute. I bought these, well, they were a gift, those flamingos. I think they're awesome. I don't have anything edible in there. Sort of a garden full of lily of the valley, which are really beautiful and they smell great. Highly poisonous. Don't let your kids eat those or your animals because, yeah, not good. The berries from the lily of the valley are, yeah, very poisonous. So they don't come until fall, but we're in my back porch. Things. Got some nasturtiums. I've got my umbrella tree that's like 1,000,000 years old. And yeah. So we're gonna go to my back patio, which I'm so in love with, and again, it's a work in progress, but my fiance built this for me. It's 30 feet by 16 feet. It's huge, and it's not done yet, but this is, oh no, I have to move some things. Is anybody else's house a little bit chaotic? Even though you try to be a minimalist, there's always stuff to do. So my view, walking out into my beautiful back porch. Yes, they do have edible berries. Yeah, lily of the valley, poisonous. And yes, edible berries. I have some raspberries at the side. I've got some blueberries, some Saskatoon berries, and elderberries. So when you come out to my beautiful back deck, this is where, this is my little heaven. So in here I've got some lavenders and my little Buddha, which is so beautiful. And then these are just decorative. I don't typically buy annuals, but I just needed to this year to pop some color into the gardens. Here we've got more lavender, and then this sort of a salvia, which is really beautiful. So I tried to make everything in my garden, any of the annuals that I purchased, I tried to make them bee friendly because I always want to save the bees, feed the bees. So thank you. I love this deck so much. It's coming together. It's so beautiful. So I also had Mark build me this sort of railing along the deck that I can hang planters on. and plant things in. So I just have some lobelia, some salvia to feed the bees, some rosemary, which is beautiful. It's so windy, I hope you guys can hear me. And then pansies, which are edible as well. So I'll be using those, and it's just so colorful and so pretty out here. I usually grow my rosemary in the greenhouse because I use it medicinal purposes, but I wanted to grow it outside this year and just sort of see how it did. So my deck is, I'm so excited for this to continually be coming together piece by piece. Anyway, it's a lot of work though, it really is. And my fiance and I don't live together. We have two houses. Oh no, my little dog's outside here looking for me. So we have two houses, which means, you know, double the property, double the work. Do you guys want to see? Hi buddy, what are you doing? You looking for mom? So Jack's blind, so he's really good in this house, and this property. We've been here for 3 years. Oh, dog in, cat out. And so he's really good at this property, but anywhere else it's awful. Poor little guy, he like falls downstairs and stuff. So yeah, oregano. I had a bunch of oregano last year, and it didn't come back. So I am gonna plant some oregano. That's a good one. So dirty nook that I've been weeding currently. Oh, here's my Saskatoon bright bush. This guy. It's only a few years old, and so it's not producing any berries yet. This is a separate plant, obviously, but when this produces berries, I'll be using those for all sorts of things, for cooking, for aromatics, and for eating, of course. And then I've got more lavender, and yeah, this pretty little nook. I've got some sweet peas that are hopefully going to start climbing up these old window frames. And I know, Bisou. And this tree, I'll have to do a video at night with you guys because it is so incredible. I have just the prettiest gardens here. I feel so lucky. So now we're gonna not look at my lawn that I couldn't mow. You can look at me instead of my lawn. That was awful, trying to start my lawnmower for like an hour this morning. And thank you so much, Alexandra. Yeah, I love this property, I really do. It's so gorgeous. And but again, lots of work, and thank you for sending some energy for my little doggy. He's old, but he's really happy. He loves to eat and go for walks and stuff. And okay, so I'm going to show you one more little thing. Mark built this for me as a little garlic box, and my garlic did not come up the last 3 years in a row. So I said enough of that. So I've done some tomatoes, just a Roma tomato, and a little lemon boy tomato, and then this is calendula that I started from seed. So we got sweet peas here again, but calendula, I actually use the calendula in my healing salves, my lip salves, and my after sun lotions. Calendula is really great for healing, and it's like baby friendly as well. It's a really tame herb, so you can use it externally and internally as well, but I prefer to use all my products externally. And well, all the herbs that I use them on for sort of anti-aging from the outside in. Inside out is my diet. So yeah, calendula, it's growing really well, and calendula is in the marigold family, so I'm really excited to see what those seeds look like. They should be bright yellow flowers, but so far nothing's happened yet. And then I'll show you guys my little greenhouse. This came with the property, and I love it, and I feel lucky to have it, but it needs work. So it's really pretty, but you know, it just needs work. So when you come in here, this is where I grow all of my herbs and botanicals that I'm going to use in my skincare and hair care products. And I've also done a little bit of vegetables here this year. So do you guys ever buy those lettuces? Well, that's what this is. This is a butterleaf lettuce, and I just bought it, and it had the roots on it already, so I just planted it, and it's growing. It's very happy. And then I love succulents. These are just for decoration. These will have to be brought inside the house in the winter and fall because they won't survive out here. And this little guy, who's not growing, no, that's just a sprout. That is a cantaloupe my mom asked me to grow in this cup. She wanted it grown in this cup, and it's not growing. And then this is a little bit of chocolate mint that came back from last year. Smells amazing. More succulents. This is a really cool kind of basil. So I'm not going to use this in skincare, hair care products. I'm going to eat this. But it smells so, so rich, and it's just like, yeah, it's amazing. Now here, I actually tried to put all my garlic in here. If anybody knows how to get rid of all these little sprouts, I think they're just going to live here. But there's actually garlic planted in here. And then these guys started coming up. I don't know what these are. They could be a pumpkin, they could be sunflowers, but there's a bunch of them. I don't know what they are. Just some decorative foliage. Same thing, decorative, some succulents. There's me. I like to have a mirror in here to reflect the light back. It keeps everything nice and bright. My incredible spider plant, look at that thing. It's just huge, and it's so happy in here. This is a coffee plant. This is gonna take me a decade to maybe do anything with. Hasn't grown an inch in 3 years, but it's happy, so not sure what to do with that. And then I've got some tomatoes in the greenhouse here. I like to make salsas and, you know, gazpacho, things like that. But I don't know how they're gonna do in the greenhouse because it's not direct sunlight in here, so we'll see. And then there's Bisou again. She just wants all the attention. This is pineapple sage. Pineapple sage is, I use it in all of my skincare and hair care products because, oh, it smells so good. I use it because all of my products are island inspired, so I really like the tropical aroma of the pineapple, and you know, sage is healing for sort of everything. It's a really incredible herb. Hi, honey. And then thyme, all my thyme, which I can't believe is blooming already. That's wild. Thyme is an awesome herb for everything. Thyme is edible, of course. It's great for it's actually great for memory improvement, and so is rosemary. I use it infused in oils as an anti-cellulite, sort of a program that you can use with the oils. I just like to infuse it, and edibly, it's good for as a diuretic and anti-cellulite as well. So because I'm sort of after the fountain of youth, where, wow, the light keeps changing. That's, you know, most of the herbs and botanicals that I grow on this property are to increase the appearance of youthfulness, basically. So my pretty little greenhouse, yay, it's so cute in here. I really do love it. And Mark built me these beautiful shelves all the way around that you see here. It took him forever, and it's really, really, like, if there's ever a tornado here, you just need to come to my greenhouse. It's not going anywhere. He likes to overbuild things. So I'm so glad that everyone seems to be able to hear me right now. I'll give you just a sneak peek of it's quite big, which is a lot of lawn to mow. This beautiful old lilac bush here, I've actually cut it down, and I've let all of these little babies grow up because it was really spindly. You can see like that these random old branches. I mean, this thing's probably 20 or 30 years old. So working on that. My pretty little garlic garden where no garlic grows. Working on that. My pretty kitty, hi, who's dirty. She can come in the house, and we can, yeah, it's coming. There's Bisou. Look at how dirty she is. So, as I said, I was studying to be an herbalist. I started a few years ago, and I've always really been into herbs and botanicals and sort of natural medicine, a little bit witchy. And so this year, I've decided that I'm really interested in sort of French style and Mediterranean style for medicine, for eating, and for skin and hair care. So I'm actually doing some infusions. Those are so pretty, with lilac. So I've got lilac water there, lilac in almond oil and grapeseed oil, and then lilac water there as well. The lilac water I'm going to use as a room spray, and then the lilac, so pretty. They smell, my house smells so good. And then the lilac oil I'm going to be putting into face care for the summer. So my summer products come out July 1st, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. But what I find when I'm picking herbs is that I kind of just sorry, my little dog tapping around. Sorry guys. I kind of need to use what's calling to me, you know, like I need to choose my herbs this year that I'm just feeling like they're going to do really well, and that I'm really excited to grow. So I try to obviously do my research, and I try and plan all of the herbs and botanicals and all the perennials in my garden for things that I'm going to use. I don't want to waste anything, but I also kind of branch out and I just buy random things. Like this year I bought a kiwi tree that says that it's going to grow in our 3 zone, which is freezing basically. So I'm going to see how the kiwi grows, and I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to grow it quite yet, but how amazing would that be to have, you know, kiwi fruit growing in my very own yard up here in Canada. That's just unheard of. Same with the prickly pear cactus. I'm really excited to be doing some stuff with the cactus because prickly pear is really medicinal. It's really beautiful when it starts blooming, and it's something really unique that we can all have here. So that is 5 perennial gardens on my property, and a greenhouse, plus my back deck, plus my front and back porches, plus my little sort of garlic box that doesn't grow garlic. Do you guys know why my garlic isn't growing? Because I used to not have any problems with it at all, and I know that last winter and the winter before some squirrels got in and ate it. Maybe they needed to boost their immune system. So not really sure about that. Yeah, garlic just not doing that well. So I'm hoping that tomatoes do really well, and tomatoes are really good for you. They're actually an anti-bloat herb or botanical, or I mean, you can use the word botanical, but they're a vegetable as well, obviously. So I'm really excited to do stuff with tomatoes. But with regards to my herbs, I kind of want to keep things a little bit simple, but also creative. In my front perennial garden, I like to grow yarrow, which most people consider a weed, but yarrow has really good anti-inflammatory properties. So I used it in my after sun oil last year. And fruit, yeah. Tomatoes are a fruit. You're right. Tomatoes are a fruit. Well, that's good. Then the only vegetables I have growing on the property are nothing. Last year I did potatoes, but I made the mistake of growing potatoes in my greenhouse, and they took over the entire thing, and they were delicious. They were the best potatoes I've ever had in my life, but way too much hassle and work, and I had to dig up the entire greenhouse, which it probably needed. And yeah, I mean, I had potatoes all winter, and I don't eat a ton of potatoes. Yarrow root, yeah. I also have echinacea growing in my front garden, and I have the cones from last year, and I have the yarrow, which is supposed to be a perennial, but it hasn't come back yet. And I don't want to dig up the roots yet because I want them to spread out and then get a little bit more established, because I don't want to keep buying these perennial herbs year after year and then digging up the poor roots. But what I've heard is that you're supposed to let something establish for 2 to 3 years, and then you can start taking pieces of the roots and you can use them botanically. So my lilac, so what I did is I picked a bunch of the lilacs, and from the research that I did, it said to pick the lilacs that haven't fully opened their blooms yet. So I picked a bowl full of those, and I let it boil for about 4 minutes, and then I strained it out, and then I let that water cool, and then I added it into the jars full of new fresh lilacs. And I'm only going to let that sit. This is day 2, so I'm probably going to strain those tonight, because typically when you're infusing herbs and botanicals just in water, it can get really bitter, and I don't want it to be bitter. I just want the aromatics of the lilacs. So yeah, sorry, I'm reading all of your comments here. Michael says you can grow spuds in 3 square feet too, 100 pounds. I've seen that. I've seen potatoes grown in a potato sack, which seems like a really cool idea. But at this point in my home, I don't eat a ton of potatoes in general, and I'm so busy with all my other gardens that I just they're not a priority for me this year, but they were delicious. And just going back to the lilac, so I let that water sit for 2 days, and then I'm going to strain it out today, and then I might boil it again. I'm just going to see how much color is in there, how much aromatics are in there, and I'm probably just going to use that one as a room spray, or maybe just a refreshing face spray, sort of like one of the, like a rose water, but it'll be lilac water. And then the oils, all I did is I took the fresh lilac petals, the flowers, and I put them into 3/4 almond oil and 1/4 grapeseed oil. I find that almond oil absorbs into the skin quicker than any other oil. It just, and so most of my infusions I use almond oil. It's also the most economical because buying oils that you're going to infuse herbs and botanicals into can be very expensive. So, bless you. That was Jack sneezing. Wow, I can really talk a lot here. I'm not sure how much time we've been going for here. But, yeah, so what was I talking about earlier? Some of the herbs, yarrow, echinacea, which I'm not going to harvest the roots yet. I'm really hoping that my elderflower tree, last year it had some flowers on it, but I just got it last year. So when I planted it, it started focusing its energy into the roots, and the flowers didn't produce berries. So if it produces berries this year, then I'm going to make a cough syrup. And that's really easy to do. It's a honey infusion, and you can use a bunch of other herbs in that. But elderberry is a really good decongestant and really good for the respiratory system. And then elderflower, if there's a lot of it this year, I'm going to make an elderflower liqueur, which is really simple. It's basically sugar, a neutral grain spirit, preferably a high proof neutral grain spirit. So if you can get a vodka or a gin or even a tequila at 100 proof, that's what you want to use when you're doing an alcohol infusion. And alcohol infusions you can really let sit forever. There's no time limit on it. So if my elderflower tree has enough berries that I'm happy with the number of berries I get and some flowers, then I might harvest those and make a little liqueur. If you don't want to make your own elderflower liqueur, you can just buy it, which is delicious. I highly recommend it for a summertime treat. Saint Germain liqueur with a little bit of sparkling water. Super easy, super delicious, and just a really nice, refreshing, fairly healthy cocktail, unless you're counting the sugar in it. But let's see. Ellie says, the only cough syrup I've ever taken was the stuff my grandmaid. Whiskey, honey, homebound, etc. Some of the best medicines are definitely passed down. Yeah, awesome. What state do I live in? I am in, I'm in Canada. I'm in Alberta, Canada. So our soil is, we're like on the Canadian Shield. So it's brutal. It's dry. It's not ideal soil. Oh, whorehound. It's not ideal soil for growing anything, but I think the best fertilizer to use is sheep manure. I actually have horses, and I've tried horse manure, but it gets too acidic. So sheep manure is really good for growing vegetables. Mix that in with like a bag of potting soil, and then your regular home soil, which is probably going to be dry and sort of almost like a clay. If you guys have terrible winters, it really hardens up the soil and really dries it out. So I just use very basic stuff. And then in my greenhouse, I try and buy everything as organic as possible. I don't like to add a whole bunch of new things into the soil because I want it to be organic and healthy, because these are products that I'm infusing in oils for skincare and hair care, and that I'm using to eat. So I don't want to keep introducing something new every year that the soil needs to adjust to. However, I know that my potatoes, when I grew them in there, the soil was too acidic. So I definitely had too much fertilizer. Again, they were delicious, but it was super acidic soil. So, rocky soil, not ideal for growing vegetables, but you can make it work. So I'm by no means a gardening expert. I do subscribe to the Farmer's Almanac, so I highly recommend that if you want any tips at all, pop on their website. I'm not sponsored by them. I would love to be, because I think it's an awesome resource, but hop on the website for the Farmer's Almanac, and they have witchy stuff, they have pagan stuff, they have animal stuff, they have gardening stuff, and they'll send you an email daily, weekly, monthly, whatever you sign up for. But I read most of their stuff every day, and it really inspires me with things I can do to my own garden. Sorry about the tapping. I think I need to trim Jack's toenails because all I can hear is him tapping on the hardwood here. So, hi, Louise. Anyway, I think I'm probably going to let you guys go at that. You've seen my property. I'm going to finish my coffee here now, And what I want to do is, we talked the last video or 2 videos ago about making bitters. So a lot of the herbs and fruits that I'm growing are going to, they're going to be dehydrated later on in the summer in August, and I'm going to use them to make bitters. So I'm still planting a few more things in my greenhouse. I'm still working on my perennial gardens, and I'm hopefully going to get my lawns mowed. I hope I don't have to buy a new lawnmower, because I would sooner spend that money on a good bottle of wine, or well, I guess that would be a really good bottle of wine, or on my gardens. But I'm pretty sure my lawnmower is kaput. So anyway, so next time you see me, we'll go outside again, and my lawns will be in immaculate condition. Of course, my house will be tidy, and everything will be growing and healthy and ready for harvest. So maybe we'll do some harvesting together next video. So thank you so much to Which Way Magazine. Again, my name is Em Dobbin, or Amelia Ferrari. You'll know me as I am the Fit Witch on Which Way Magazine, and I also get to write various numbers of articles as well for them. So thank you so much. I love it when you guys pop on and ask me questions. My Instagram is Isola Herbals, ISOLAHERBALS. Isola is the Italian word for island-inspired herbal remedies. And I've just recently started my own YouTube video as well, or YouTube channel. So there's only 2 videos on there. They are poorly done, because I am certainly not good at YouTube video editing and composing yet. But I'm working on it. Mark and I were just in Turks and Caicos, so we did a couple of videos on that. Well, I did. I won't give him any credit for it because they're really bad. So, but I'll be doing another one this Friday, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff we talked about today. And then again, next video with Which Way Magazine, we'll go outside and we'll do some harvesting. So thank you so much for joining me, and I really hope everyone could hear me this video. You can, again, pop on my Instagram. If you're not following Which Way Magazine on Instagram, follow them because they're awesome. And thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and namaste. Bye for now.